Welcome to Soccer for Breakfast. Here's what's on the menu for this week. Pep to Italy, Michelle Kang lawsuit, a striker's protest stops practice, what new fans need to know about the upcoming women's AFCON tournament, why the West Nile virus matters if you're playing soccer in Charlotte, and 5 back-to-school soccer fines. Pep Guardiola to Italy. Reports are saying that the Italian Football Federation is willing to go all out in order to secure him as a manager for the national team. Now, the bigger story to me is that Italy is trying to do all that it can to get its squad back to the world stage. They're feeling the pressure to produce, and they're willing to spend for results. Next, Michelle Kang is being sued by John Textor for over $400 million. The former Lion owner is saying that Michelle Kang used illegal measures to push him out of the club. Her company has responded to say that this lawsuit and his allegations are baseless. And so we're going to see how this plays out, but it just goes to show that there's just not only drama on the pitch, a lot can go on in the front office. And finally, it's being reported that Wolves striker Tolu Arokudare halted practice a few days ago in protest of the club not transferring him to a team of his choice. Now, the striker has spoken out to say that the stories are not true, that he did not halt practice. It wasn't because he, as some reports say, sat on the field in protest. He is continuing to say that he has been professional throughout this process and that the stories are false. But it just goes to show that, during the transfer window, things can get really messy when both parties have different ideas about what needs to happen. So these are the 3 stories that caught my attention and I'm keeping an eye on. So which one of these 3, in your opinion, is the leading headline? Let me know in the comments. If you're one of the millions of people who fell in love with the sport of soccer during the Men's World Cup, don't let your fandom end there. There's another tournament coming up, the Women's AFCON, a continental tournament that is kicking off this weekend. Let me tell you all about it. So, Women's AFCON, Women's African Cup of Nations tournament. It's a continental tournament and it kicks off this weekend in Morocco. Now, this year's continental tournament has more at stake this year because the 4 semifinalists get an automatic berth at the Women's World Cup that's taking place almost a year from now in Brazil. Some teams you might want to keep an eye on are the defending champions in Nigeria, host Morocco, South Africa, and Zambia. Also, for those who, were excited about the Cinderella story from the Men's World Cup about Cape Verde, their women's squad is also going to be participating in this tournament, so we might see some magic from them. Now, if you're in the U.S., watching this tournament may take a bit of effort because none of our broadcasters are showing it. So you can check it out on BN Sports, and then also ESPN will be doing live updates on their website. But the big takeaway for you here is that make sure you don't sleep on this tournament because this is the opportunity for you to discover some of the stars before World Cup 2027 kicks off in Brazil. Charlotte soccer families, players, and fans. Here's the soccer forecast for this week, and unfortunately, it doesn't have anything to do with the weather. Mecklenburg County officials have detected the West Nile virus in mosquitoes collected in the county. Now, the good thing is that there have been no cases of the West Nile virus reported. However, it's a heads up that mosquito season is in full effect. In case you don't know, mosquitoes carrying the West Nile virus are most active during dawn and dusk. So those early morning practices and late kickoffs deserve some extra attention. Also, if you have any standing water around your home, make sure to dump that because that is a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So that's your soccer forecast, where I cover the sky, the ground, and what's going on all around. Before you register your child for fall soccer, remember, fall season isn't spring soccer with cooler weather. In the spring, families add soccer to a routine they already understand. But fall soccer begins when families are still figuring out new teachers, homework loads, bus schedules, after-school activities, and you never know how tired your child is going to be at the end of the day. So don't only look at the listed practice time. Calculate your door-to-door commitment. Leaving school or work, driving through afternoon traffic, changing clothes, getting something to eat, going to practice, and then getting home for homework and sleep. A 90-minute practice could easily take up 3 hours of your family's evening. Before paying the registration fee, place the soccer schedule beside the school calendar. The best program isn't the only one your child will enjoy. It's the one that is sustainable for your family the entire season. Back to school shopping is here, so here are 5 soccer finds to bring a little personality back to the school day. First, now that World Cup is over, make sure to check out those clearance racks online and in person to grab those unique, one-of-a-kind World Cup water bottles. You can use them at school and at soccer practice. Second, Barnes & Noble carries this very unique sticky pad where if you ball them up, they look like little soccer balls. And it also comes with an interactive goal. Third, Pottery Barn Team has a soccer ball back charm that you can add to your child's backpack so they can quickly identify it and not get it confused with another classmate. Fourth, if your child is an MLS fan, there's a glow-in-the-dark lunchbox that you can get them from Pottery Barn Kids. It can help make lunchtime a little more fun. Fifth, for older players, student coaches, and future tacticians, Forza has a coaching soccer notebook. It includes 100 pages where you can keep your training notes, formations, and other details you want to remember. So that's 5 practical finds that can help you keep soccer close during the school day. So that's your soccer for breakfast. Until next week, enjoy the beautiful game.